What's up, everybody? Chill Scrub here. Again, another video, another discussion / rant about Tekken 8. This time I'm going to talk about defense and my thoughts and opinions, along with some footage that we're going to go over and to go over some of the points I'm talking about right now. And my thoughts right now is defense is absolutely garbage. The main reason why I feel that way is the fact that there are so many offensive options in Tekken 8 that you cannot account for all the variables that happen within the game, between heat and all its variations, between rage, consistent power crushing, moves that are crushing mids, backdashing being nerfed. Sidestepping is a little bit better than Tekken 7, and all the variations and new moves and all these other things you have to consider. It makes being defensive a handicap. When I play Tekken 8, even in the beginning of the game when it first came out, I didn't say it that much, but I was kind of alluding to it, that it feels like you're playing Soul Calibur 6, Street Fighter 5, where you are punished heavily for being defensive. Not only when you're in things like heat, you get everything does chip damage. You know, when you're in the regular, you know, without heat or whatever, only certain moves does chip damage. But in the case of heat, everything does chip damage. You get guaranteed mix-ups that you have to respect. God forbid you get hit. If you do get hit, that's 80% probably, and you're going to the wall for another mix-up. It feels like with the heat system there is a lack of neutral. Not only do you have to account for all these random variables that happen throughout matches, it's a giant coin flip. When I play defense in Tekken 8, it doesn't feel like I outwitted my opponent. I really feel like when I play Tekken 8 against people, I just got lucky, or I have to make a hard read. The game forces me to make extremely hard reads. When I say the neutral is gone, there is no such thing as a true mid-range game in Tekken 8 anymore. Characters like Kazuya, or I'll say your typical Mishima art kind of character, or a Lee that dominates in the mid-range with moves like electrical and God Fist, back four, moves that can keep you out. Tekken 8 does not care about that at all. Right? It just doesn't. Even characters that are not traditionally offensive characters are massively offensive, and you kind of have to play that way. I feel like it's a very bad thing in my opinion. I just think it's garbage. And that's my personal opinion. So I know a lot of people love the game the way it is. It feels like I'm playing Dragon Ball Fighters. It feels like I'm playing Marvel vs. Capcom. The amount of things that you have to learn to play defense is what separates, in my opinion, a good player from a great player, one of the great players from the best players, right? To me, offense is always easy. I'm not saying that everybody can do it, but it's a bit easier than defense. You know, when you're playing offensively, the whole goal is for the defensive player to put him in a bind, you know, to have as many options open as you need available and to keep him guessing. That is your goal as the offensive player. Your goal as the defensive player is to eliminate as many variables as you possibly can and eventually get your opening. Now, what I mean by defense is I do not mean backdashing across the screen 24/7 like we did in Tekken 7. That is not defense. If anything, that is making your life a lot harder, because now you have to go against people. You have to fight the wall and you have to fight the person that's in front of you. No, that's not defense. But what I'm saying is, let's say a matchup like Kazuya, right? My main. So if you are a defensive player, right, or you're trying to play defense against Kazuya, right, most people would try to smother him. You do not want to fight the mid-range versus Kazuya. His whiff punishment is too good, and on top of that, you give him room to, you know, and momentum to do his 50-50. And you want to avoid things like the hell sweep. You want to avoid things like 4-4-3, like hell sweep 4-4-3, or hell sweep twin pistons. You want to avoid the wave dash mix up at all costs. That's what you want to do as the defensive player. So what you would normally do in a situation like that, you smother them and on top of that you play defensive with jabs and sidestep left, and sometimes option selecting the sidestep left with a duck to, you know, eliminate certain moves that you don't have to worry about anymore. So let's say if you misalign your sidestep and he goes for the electric and you duck, you don't have to worry about the pushback. A lot of people don't understand why the electric is so powerful in Kazuya's offensive arsenal, is because even if you block it, if you look at the spacing of where he's at, it's at the perfect range where you can incorporate that 50-50 mix-up if you so choose to. But on the opposite end, if you're playing on the defensive end, you can use that the same electric defensively to back them off you and bait them to come back in, and now you're playing that mid-range / neutral game as I'm talking about before. Tekken 8 does not care about that. Let's say I do try to go for a defensive electric and he does something that's like -3, right? So -3 is my turn. He has options. He can sidestep, he can duck, but if I do an electric and he just happens to hit the heat engager, right, it negates everything and now it is still his turn. This is what I mean by defense is kind of ass in Tekken 7, not from the standard dimension of just blocking, but trying to eliminate and assess the threat and trying to eliminate as many variables as you possibly can. That's why I say that neutral and using defensive options are like it just doesn't work. Either you pummel your opponent or you just get destroyed. Multiple games I've played in Tekken 8, I feel like I just got by the skin off my teeth by making a hard read, like you're going to see in these matches that I display later, with like a hop kick or something like that you would think is random, but it's not. It's a really hard read because a person's probably been doing a low, or they're using their frame advantage wrong. They're going for like +1 and then they'll go for a move that's like 17 frame startup, which gives me my 15 frame hop kick the advantage. Things like that. But when you have moves and you're trying to mentally stack somebody in the most traditional sense, it just doesn't work. Defense doesn't work when like defensive jabs doesn't work. Defensive down forward ones doesn't work when you just eat it with heat engage. Now people say, well, you can sidestep heat engaging, yes, but the thing is, it's so many variables you have to look out for when you're playing Tekken 8 that makes it so difficult to play defense. And a lot of the characters, they have tool sets where they're in your face within a split second and they're pressing buttons after buttons after buttons with all these new moves and all this. Clive is a prime example. Heihachi's another example. Reina's a perfect example. Now for the pro players, of course, they know how to deal with this. Of course, that's their job. They do this. That's their thing. But when it comes to people like me that I'll say some semi-competitively, mostly casual, just for fun. But when I have to like try to navigate through all these options, it makes it annoying. It's so many things you have to look out for. In Tekken 8, in Tekken 7, the only really thing you have to look out for was of course the people have crushing options, but your main thing you have to look out for, you know, rage art, rage drive, power crush. Tekken 8, that is not what you just have to look out for. Again, you have to look out for crushing moves, heat engagers, weird interactions, rage arts. You have to look out for your health bar, another thing, because you're constantly getting chip damage from certain moves, so blocking is a negative. Again, saying also that backdashing has also been nerfed. Now I don't mind the backdash nerf because I feel like a lot of people, when they think about defense, the first thing they go to is Korean backdash. Although that is a great tool to have when you're trying to play defense, that is not the end all be all, and more often than not, overusing that in a sense is counterproductive, because like I said before, not only does it put you on the wall, you're just losing positioning overall. You want to gain positioning, you want to keep pushing your opponent to the wall so you can actually incorporate some mix-ups. But that's more of a intermediate high level kind of thinking. But on the surface level, like, to me, defense is absolutely garbage. I really do wish and hope that Tekken 8 in the long run also thinks about, you know, giving players some more defensive options so they can deal with all these offensive options that they have put into the game. That's just my thing. I know why they did it, because watching Tekken 8 from a casual standpoint, just watching it is very fun to watch when I'm watching high level players play. It's very offensive. It's a lot of flashy stuff going on. but at the same time, playing it is a absolute headache. It's just so many things to, again, I can't reiterate this enough. It's just too many things to account for. And I know some people in my comment section, like, you just got to keep labbing. I'm like, the problem is the amount of labbing you have to do to play offense in Tekken 8 or just Tekken in general versus the amount of labbing you have to do to play good defense, good solid defense. It's literally absurd. Like, not only are you looking for key moves, you're looking for having throw breaks, what moves are advantage, what can this person do during your offense to stifle your offense. So let's say characters like Xiao Yu, let's say I do jab, right? Now normally a good lockdown king would probably do like a down forward 2 because it's 13 frames, a very good mid counter hit launcher. Yeah, it's great. But because Xiao Yu has things like AOP, you probably want to go with the down forward one, or in a case like Asuka, she blocked the jab, she has parry, and you know they got rid of Chicken, another defensive option in the game. Chicken makes it where you can break certain parries besides like King's unchickenable kick parry. That's something that you couldn't break even if you wanted to. But the fact of the matter is, now that that's an option I have to truly look out for, because there's no way of me getting out of that, I have to essentially use the down forward 1 because I know it's an elbow, I know it's a direct counter to that option, right? But that's enough of me rambling about how much I despise playing defense as a defensive player in general, or I would say pretty much a neutral based player in Tekken 8 or just Tekken in general or any fighting game. We're going to watch some matches so I can show you what I mean by how offensively dominated this game is and how much effort it takes to play defense. Again, I know some people are going to comment and say, oh, this is just some scrub gameplay because it's blue ranks. Get your head out your ass for a minute and just hear me out. All right, so let's go ahead and watch these matches. All right, so the first match is versus a Heihachi player, right? It's going for the I'm at Roger rank, so I'm going for Kenshin next, right? Starts off automatically with offense. I'm doing down forward 2. That should have been a launch, but I did 2-1 to go for throw mix-ups. Didn't work. Trying to play neutral, not just trying to rush my way in. End up getting a counter hit for neutral 2. Going for shoves, pushing him towards the corner, activates heat. Right now I have to start guessing. I don't know what's going on. He gets a guard break, down back 2. I have to do a hop kick. If he would have just stopped what he was doing for a second, I'm gonna pause right there. If he would have just stopped what he was doing for a split second, he could have punished that hop kick and continued his pressure. But because most players in this game have a super offensive mindset, defense and blocking is the last thing on their mind. That would have been a great opportunity to bait me into that hop kick, because I'm in a panic situation. I'm losing a lot of health very fast. He could have won the match easily. He could have won that round extremely easy, but he decided to keep going. I had a hard read on that. Most Heihachi players, there's something about that back button, it just doesn't work for them. So I end up I capitalize off that, get the hop kick, get the combo. Down forward 4, at the neutral, down back 2, breaks the 1+2 throw, of course. Go for a jab, down forward 1. Classic lockdown gameplay. Classic mid check. The only thing he could have done multiple things out of this situation, but one of the main things he could have done to get out of that situation was simply jab. Right? But most players, they're low on health. They think the low is coming. No, King's mids are just too good to pass up. So I just do a jab on +1. I just do a down forward 1. But in King's case, it's a 14 frame down forward 1. Therefore, I should have went for the down forward 2. But the down forward 1 has a mid string, even though it's -12 and it is punishable. To me, the risk is worth the reward. Next round. Trying to play neutral, not backdashing too much, have a hard read on those down back 2s, automatically pop heat the moment he gets touched. He did not duck the down forward 2-1 string. That's a classic knowledge check. Everybody, I want to say that's a great player, but most good players, if I do that string once, I can't do it again because they'll see it unless it's on counter hit, which is hit confirmable. They'll see it, they'll duck it, I'll die. I will probably have to do something else. I get the hop kick, take him to the wall, doesn't finish the combo, still learning ping in this game. Instantly wake up, goes for heat smash, and gets a guarantee, I won't say guaranteed because I truly don't know the matchup, but gets a mix up right out of it. Broken toy throw, sends me to the wall, I think, yep. Stay on the ground, trying to mix up my get up options, trying to get myself off the wall with the sidestep, 1+2, instant buttons, good break on the Shining Wizard. Instantly buttons, which was a great idea, it was too slow, it was on block. Down 3, he gets the round. But you see how what I mean by like heat, it's just crazy. Got another again, got a hard read on the down back 2, goes for 4-4-2. I could punish that 4-4-2 with 4-2-1. I know that, it's just me being stupid, I guess. Breaks the floor. Activating heat within the combo. I really don't use the heat system like that. I gotta learn how to optimize the heat system. Again, breaks the 1+2 throw. Good job. Goes for a headbutt. Instantly does heat. Now, mind you, I did a 1-2. That 1-2, I think I'm like +4, +5. I go for a forward 4 after that, and to break my reasoning down of why I went for forward 4, I want to shut down as many options as I possibly can on defense. If I'm going to play offense, this is how I want to shut your options down. You cannot sidestep, you can't duck. So your only course of option is to either block it, which means it's your turn because I'll be -9. Probably try the jab out of it, which is kind of risky considering that we're playing online. But though you only really have 2 options out of that. But in this case, we're playing Tekken 8, you have heat engaged. Now at Tekken 7, you probably could have power crushed it, but that's still risky considering that most power crushes were punishable. But in this game, what he just did was, for the most part, completely safe, and it resets everything. He gets to go crazy. I went for a hop kick, got lucky, breaks the 2 throw. Again, got a hard read on that down back 2. I've blocked most of them so far, 1-1-2. I don't know what's going on, stance transitions. Overly aggressive. He should have baited me right there. I should have died. I really should have lost that game. That was his game to win. Next round, let's see how this goes. Running 3, I'm not really worried about that. Sidestep into Heihachi's weak side. That should have been a launch. But again, I try to go for 2-1. Okay, so let me tell you what happened right there. So when I went for 2-1 the first time and I went for a tombstone throw, he actually ducked. So me trying to adapt to what he did in the first round, I went for the down 4-1. He did the right thing. He blocked. So that's what happened there. But I should have optimized better and went for the hop kick. That would have been an optimal punish, and then I would have got my Oki and I would have been able to continue from there. Down back 2. Again, I should be 4-2-1ing that. I would have got my heat engager. That's a weird interaction right there. I'll go for a sidestep hop kick off of the 1+2 with. Didn't get anything. 4-4 neutral 2, down 4-2. Got the heat engage, block, broke throw, of course, gets the mix up, ducked it this time because the first time he went for a guard break. He did a down back 2, got interrupted by the hop kick. We're breaking the floor. I think I'm probably gonna use heat here. Just go ahead and get it out the way. 4-2-1. Go for a Sabat kick. Now the neutrals reset. Down 4-2, down 4-2. He gets a down back 2, punish. That's what I need to do, but I need the better punish, which is 4-2-1. So I win the first game. It was a pretty decent game. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that hard or anything like that. But this is just to go to show you like the amount of mental stacking that it comes with this game. Even at the lower ranks like this, it still requires some train of thought while somebody else can go mindlessly stupid. He went for an electro right there in neutral. That was ugly gameplay. I'm sorry. 1-1-2, resets to neutral, no punish. I went for 4-4 neutral 2 there, going for some shoves. Not really worried about the down back 2. That's another thing I want to talk about. I don't get too caught up on lows at the beginning of the round. Reason being, it's not going to kill me unless it's a launching low. It's not going to do significant damage. I feel like lows for most people is just a way to open you up for mids. I don't duck on Heihachi anyway. I'd rather just risk it with the sidestep, seeing as though down back 2 is a sidesteppable low, so I'd rather just go ahead and risk it with that. Maybe I should probably try to go for a fuzzy guard, like a sidestep fuzzy guard, but that's an advanced defensive technique that you just don't do unless you have a good read on it. But continue. Go for back 1-2, good punish. Punish that. I know he's gonna match buttons, that's why I started the 10-hit string. 1-1-2 again. He has the wall, down back 2, heat engage. That's a heat smash, I die. Pretty sloppy on my part on that round right there. That was sloppy on my end. Starts off with some random shit. I don't know what that is. I think it's a parry. Get a tombstone because he didn't duck. Automatically goes for a heat engage because he went in for heat engage. I get a free grab. He should have launched me. That's -15. But the launch for, in his defense, the launch for like doing electric on block is actually pretty difficult. Like anybody can do an electric in the mid range or whatever, and with it that's fine. But doing an electric on block, the timing is extremely tight. Like you have like 1 frame of freedom on it's a tight punish, so I get that. And probably would have went for like something like a down 4 1-2 or something like that, something whatever. But he should have got more than that. Get another one. Went for a dick jab out of nowhere. I think that was a missed input. Dead. And I realized most of the players that they don't have defense. They get to these high ranks, but they don't have any defense whatsoever. They're mostly offense. I sidestep the down for a 1-1, which is sick. Goes for the parry, of course. Goes straight in the heat. Breaks the throw. Relative ease. Goes to a broken toy throw. Slings me across the map. Bad positioning. Gets the down back 2. Mix up time. Doesn't really do anything. But I switch positions by sidestepping and doing a little bit of poking. And I put myself in a bad position with the Shining Wizard throw. Counter hit grab. Blocking. I thought that was negative, because I punished that before, but I guess it's not. I guess he was just mashing. 1-1, which is -1 by the way. Down back 3. Instantly gets hit. Defensive option to stop him from hitting me. Automatically going to heat engage. Down back 2. Overly aggressive, so I'll go for the hop kick. Now, if he would have hit while standing 4, he would have beat me out, but he hasn't. He's not using small Tekken at all. He's playing pretty big Tekken. That was fucking crazy. Absolutely an accident. I'm not gonna sit there and play like that was a read or something like that. No, I just did the backwards Jaguar step just to create some space, and the 4 on top of that, if he would have blocked it on +8 and I get to do a mix up, that's what I did that for. But hitting him was just a bonus. Again, breaks the 1+2 throw. Nice. No punish on the whiff forward 2. Gotta be better than that. Down forward 1-2. I love that string. I spam it to death. Most people never punish it. Goes for ultimate Heihachi. Down forward neutral 2. Doesn't punish. Doesn't punish again. Nice. Instantly go for heat engage. Like I said before, down back 2 is extremely sidesteppable. This is why I do not worry about getting hit by that. It's okay. I have the health to spare. I'll take it. It's perfectly fine. It's nothing to worry about. You can take a few of those before you need to start like actually blocking. But again, me playing in a defensive mindset, my options are I can either bait that out with backdashing, or I can get him to commit to that with sidestepping, and I can get a hard punish for it because that is playing big Tekken. And even if I do block that low, I can launch punish that. But I don't feel like the ducking is worth it. Caught him trying to do an electric or a 4-4-2 with the hop kick. That's just good timing. It has nothing to do with like superior defense or anything like that. Just good timing. Ducked it again. He's too greedy. Kept going for that. The guard crush. I get the rank. It's no big deal. So I'm gonna go over one more match and then we're gonna call it a video. The next match is versus lack of defense. Only defense of 60. The next match is versus a Reina player, and this is no no ill will towards these players, no whatsoever. They're playing the game the way they want to. I'm just showing what I see on the regular. So me playing defensively again, trying to create some space. I want to play at the mid range a little bit, ducking some of these highs. He hits me with down 2, I believe, which is a good move. Interrupts that. Most people do not interrupt that. Forward 2 into spin is not real. Even if she does the 3, you can actually jab her out of that. The only time you should be respecting that if she actually hits you. If she hits you, you have to respect it. It's a stupid mix-up, I know, but you have to respect it. If she goes for the 4 option on block, you can just jab her out of it, which I do in this video. Or you could go for a sidestep left. Again, trying to eliminate as many options as you can. As you're sidestepping left and you see her spinning like that, you probably want to sidestep block just in case she goes for the 3, which will catch you if you're just stepping. So be careful with your steps. Sidestep block always. Like that. Punish, 1, 2. Actually, I'm proud of this player because this player also always blocked the down forward 1, 2. Stayed disciplined on defense, did not let the buttons get the best of him. He actually blocked it correctly. The only thing he should have just did is just actually punish it. But other than that, that was great. Plus frames, respecting the plus frames. I got counter hit grabbed. It happens. He's probably going to finish off this round here. More 4-4. So this is what I was meaning right here. What you just saw is what I was talking about the entire time. You have to use your defensive options, but at this kind of rank, him doing forward 2 in the mid range is not a good idea because again, I can sidestep it. But if you're playing Reina at a higher level, most higher level Reinas are not going to do that. Of course, they're going to mix in other tools that she has that can keep you in check, and then the mental stacking becomes a lot where you have to start thinking about certain things too much at one time, especially with the heat and all this other stuff. But this is just a good example of what good defense can actually get you, especially if you're trying to pay attention, if you're not hungry for launchers. Good chunk of damage. I need to work on my Oki. He just doesn't break the throw, and that's one of the problems throughout this match. He just does not break the throw. But other than that, I respect the fact that he's staying true and like being disciplined on defense and not just mashing all the time. Block the power crush, whip for the down 4-1, just testing to see if he wanted to duck after the last round, but he didn't. He's staying disciplined. It's just his movement is bad. Another time, in the neutral, in the mid range, he does the 4-4-2. I sidestep all the way to the left, get the left, get the easy grab, get good damage. I just have terrible Oki, which is kind of crazy seeing it on playing King. I need to work on that. That's a launch, but again, I'm not the sharpest tool on the shed, so forgive me. I'm not Arslan Ash or near anything. I'm just a casual. Minus 14. I can get a higher up punish, but I just opted for 2-1 because I like being +7. I like to mix up with the with my plus frames. Still doing 4-4-2 in the neutral. 1-1 and then go for a grab. Nice. 2-1. Just get 2. Okay. Sidestep the 4-4-2 again. He just kept going, and that was the time where I was telling you where you have to work on the sidestep block. He went for the 4-4-2. I sidestepped it. He went for the spin. He went for the 3, but I was able to block because I'm cognizant of that option. Again, being a good defensive player is knowing the person's options and eliminating all of them, or eliminate as many of them as you possibly can. But again, with T8, because they have so many options, it's really hard to do. It's really hard to make an offensive player second guess themselves. That was a terrible hop kick. If he was really good, I would have been in the air. That probably would have been 80%. That was a good power crush. But now that she's in a rhythm, it's really hard for me to, and it's on top of that, where I was at in the positioning, I couldn't step if I wanted to. I would have just stepped into a wall. That's the option I was talking about. When they go for that 4-4-2 and it's on block, another defensive option is the defensive jab, which I was mentioning earlier in the video. Because she's not on frame advantage, it is your turn. You will have to force her to use an option that will crush the jab, which she has very few of them, which makes an offensive player have to work for their damage. the low. That's the crushing option. Just staying disciplined on defense, trying to get up out of there. End up getting a 1 throw. Down forward 1. Staying disciplined and blocking the down forward 1-2. I am really liking that. Another defensive jab to get her to stop doing that, or this person to stop doing the forward 2 on block. The defensive jab, that was the 4 option. So we have, in this video, not only am I talking about how terrible defense is, but I'm also showing what happens when you actually take the time to actually try to play defense. There's so many things you can do to eliminate options, but again, because there's so limited options you can do, you have to do what you can, but it's still a hard risk because she could have easily went for the crushing option, which she did earlier. But in this case, this is the second time he went for the 4 option. I end up jabbing him out of it. I get a combo. Now, if I was good, I would have activated heat and got some more, but again, I'm not that good on offense yet, so work with me. Blocking, I want to see if the second hit was going to come out, and just 1-2 to end the round. Just keep it simple. So here's the next and the last game we're going to go over for the night. A little bit of the same thing, but he kind of ramps up on the offense, I believe. But notice how just because I'm in his face doesn't mean I have to hit a button. I don't. Just because I'm there, I don't have to hit a button. I'm also just when I'm checking him to see how he's going to move. Notice I've been countering him so much for doing forward 2 spin into move that he actually tried to adapt and bait me to do something, but he just spinned and I did nothing. So just weighing all my options. This is the game inside of the game to me. When you're weighing all of the options on both sides, the offensive player is actually, the wheels are turning, they're thinking, they're not just going crazy, and the defensive player is trying to eliminate as many options as they possibly can. This is what makes the game fun for me. Watching somebody get bodied 24/7 is not fun. Watching somebody get launched for 80% and then they eat a mix up and they die, that is not fun to me. I know it's fun to a lot of people, I'm not knocking it, but for me it's just not an entertaining game. This right here, playing some decent neutral, not saying we're the best players in the world, but this is fun to me. Like gauging where my opponent is and where they're thinking and where we can both mentally stack on top of each other, where to, I'll say, intermediate to decent level players, they'll be like, okay, I see what's going on, I like this. This is fun for me. He gets knocked out of it, get a combo. I need to work on that. I should have took it to the wall. Actually, good get up kick, mixing up your options. I don't know what to really do there, so I went for 2-1. I love high mid strings, they're good mid checks. Another step, again, stepping to Reina's weak side eliminates a lot of options. The same thing with Kazuya, Heihachi, and most characters in the game, but since he's playing a Mishima character, I might as well just say Mishima. Step left, please. It eliminates, especially in the mid-range, it eliminates so many options. You just can't walk up on you. That's what the wave dash is for, to realign and do all that. But I have a guide for that in Tekken 7 if you want to check it out. It's still a good read, even though the game is a bit dated. Gets the grab. Actually, good option, because I wasn't going to finish that because it's launch punishable. Breaks the throw. Now that was the perfect time to go for that. It was on the hit, he got it, but he's in heat. Now this is where the stupid shit happens. He wants to hit, I block, he's staying true on defense, another break, down forward 1. The move was just too slow. Down forward 1 is extremely fast with 14 frames. Again with the step, he went to play big Tekken. That was not the time to play big Tekken. I've been playing small Tekken the entire time. Jabs, down forward 1s, simple throws, sidestepping, fuzzy guarding, defensive jabs to check certain things to make sure that it's legit. Small Tekken wins a lot of the time over big Tekken. Big Tekken is only when you really have a read on your opponent. So a little tutorial here, a little snippet here. Small Tekken is what the good players use to open up the doors to big Tekken. You don't start off with big Tekken. Now sometimes it does work if you can just overwhelm your opponent, but if you're playing somebody that actually knows what they're doing, you have to condition your opponent to some degree. You just going willy-nilly and crazy and throwing out all these big moves in a predictable space and time, you're going to get countered hard, and it's going to make your gameplay look a lot worse, and you're going to get frustrated and wonder why you're losing. Sometimes less is more. This is one of the things I always teach on my tutorials and throughout my gameplay alone. Less is more. Tried to do a 4-4 just to check all options, but I couldn't. Gets the grab. That was actually smart. He had the free mix up. Go for 4-4 neutral 2. Good block, bad punish. Again, he's staying. You see, that's the second time he's done that. See, throughout the first game, he would never cancel it until the last round, and now he's canceling it because he realizes it's on block. This is a guy that's slowly learning and adapting in real time, and I love to see that. That is actually good. He finishes that time to mix me up, okay, but he kept going even though he didn't realize the situation. I was already on the ground. I'm at the wall. I'm in a bad position. Breaks the throw. Don't panic. Take the low, and I'm dead. Oh, I'm not dead. 2-1, and then he just doesn't break the throw. That was his round to win, by the way. This is one of those rounds where I say I got lucky. This is what I mean by sometimes it just feels like a coin flip and I just get lucky. Sometimes the Tekken gods just bless me because I should have lost that round. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I just outplayed him. That I should have lost that one. Sidestepping the while standing 4, ducking the string. I tried the dash block. That was what that was. 4-4-2-3. Stepping again, but because in heat, shit gets retarded, and this is what I mean by the lack of options you have when people go into what I call retarded mode. That was me just being stupid. I thought I could jab it, but I should have just down 4-1. That was my fault. So he got the round is about over. Yeah, he gets the grab. Finally, dead. Finishes the string. Haven't done the string all game. Go for the hop kick. Realize that a lot of his pressure hasn't been real. Why not check with a hop kick sometimes just to throw him off a little bit? But that's what I was talking about with big Tekken. You have to set up. The whole time I've been playing small Tekken. Counter hit grab. Sends me to the wall. Great positioning, by the way. Great positioning, but we see what he does next. He does it preemptively and puts himself in a bad situation. 4-4-2 save today. Great move. Good option. Get off me. And I activate my retarded mode. Go for another mix up. He goes for the duck because everybody gets scared of that. Good block and no punish. He had the ground. Ducks the throw. And you wonder why I ducked there, because remember the last time he got that throw, just to eliminate the option, that was a fuzzy guard, by the way. But these are the games I want to show so far that was like highlighting some of the things I was talking about, even though I could kind of like looks like a contradiction because I play some pretty decent defense throughout those games. But the amount of work and the amount of thinking that it takes versus the amount of work that the offensive player has to do is staggering. So I'm gonna go back to full screen here. I want to thank everybody for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you came and learned something from this video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you follow for more content. I'm gonna try to be making more videos often. I don't really care to stream Tekken anymore. I'll try it. Want to stream other games like Mario Party, things I actually like to play that are where I can sit down and actually interact with you guys. But enough of me rambling and just going. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you next time. Y'all have a good one and peace.